Alright, this is Iron Bill. I'm back again tonight with another video, and as I promised last night, no salt. This is PvE. I'm doing a public event, the Contact event on IO, and this was just part of a series of just knocking about, cleaning up loose ends by the end of the week that I was doing. I've played all my characters out for everything that I want to do. I've done everything that basically I can do solo. I'm not playing with a lot of players right now for a variety of reasons, and yeah, so here we are, and I'm running my Hunter, Dragon Shadow, Bottom Tree, Void. I've got my Gnawing Hunger on here, and I keep saying Grenadier on this, but it's Demolitionist. It's the old Grenadier perk, I think, renamed as Demolitionist. That's going to generate grenades quicker upon kills, and you get a lot of kills with it. I did run the Cold Denial, but I don't think I even used it once in this particular video. I was using it in earlier Contact events. This just is a better ad clearing machine. Gnawing Hunger just really is super solid. Then of course the Falling Guillotine sword, heavy sword, and this one has Surrounded and I think Tireless Blade. It's either that or Relentless Strikes. It's one of the other. It's the one that gives back ammo with 3 light attacks. So that's my sort of choice, because and that's opposed to Whirlwind, which I might use on a raid boss. And I use it here because you get the buff, the damage buff immediately. You don't have to get 5 strikes on it to build it up, and because sometimes you just don't get 5 strikes before you're blown back, which you're going to see here in the play. So. Now, in the off event, you're somebody watching this that hasn't seen this Contact event, or you've done it and you haven't understood. You see you have 4 nodes there on the left that you have to, that show your charge rate on your bank. You kill enemies, you collect motes, you toss them into the bank. Now, there are some mitigating factors going on here, too. You see the motes being dropped, and you'll see that teammates race in to collect it. Anyway, about those factors to which I referred, every now and then you'll see an orange beam shoot off and angle off to one of the edges. You need to go there because there'll be 3 enemies there that you need to kill, and one of them is the main guard for an orb that can then be taken to the bank and deposited. Now you see that glow is above. It's up and to my left now, which I'll see it up here in a second. I didn't spot it immediately at the time, but I know where it is because I've seen the video a few times now. So there it is. Now, if you don't get up there in time, that boss will run off with the orb, and you can't turn this event heroic. The way you turn this heroic is, of course, by busting these guys up and depositing the modes that they're guarding. So this other fellow, myself, pretty good about chasing this guy down. And he just goes in hard with the sword. I figure there's no reason for us both to do that, so I'll just keep using my Gnawing Hunger. Now I have my max level of motes here. I didn't see it at the time, and I'm trying to collect motes that I can't collect. Now if I collect those 15 and toss them in, it will spawn a heavy crate if there's not one there already. Also, and I think this happens whenever you clear a node, the Take can come in and they attack your bank. You have to clear them out as quickly as possible. This is kind of the crossover with Gambit. You know, when the enemies send blockers and they start attacking your bank, they can take your motes away, and you don't want that to happen. So we quickly take them down. I'm looking around for the next glow, next enemy spawn. Here we go. I'm at level 1065, I think, with the equipment that I have on. In this particular video, I can go max 1066. Base power levels 1052. I'm at rank 116, so my artifact is giving me quite a bit of a buff. Point being that these events are quite easy now. Alright, so I look down here and I see there are at least 3 guys there, and I'm not needed there, so I'm going to turn back and start attacking enemies on this front. Start the killing again. Now, I mentioned the Dragon Shadow earlier, and it's really actually a superb piece of equipment in this type of situation because I'm willing to overcommit in situations because I can just dodge and go invisible and for the most part get out of it. Alright, so we smack him down real quick. I'm sitting at max again, and so I deposit 15 more. And once again we cleared another node, and there are the taken. So each time you clear a node, you're going to get taken. Now I wasn't sure initially whether it was that or the orb that we were depositing, but if you watch the ticker, you'll see the warning happen as soon as we clear that third node. We'll have a third wave of taken. Alright, so there has to be another arc. I see it. It's up on top. No one else sees it yet that I can tell. You see a blue dot coming up behind me now, so there are two of us that have made it. It's the same fellow with the sword. And again, I'm holding on to my sword ammo here and I think, alright, I'm going to have to help him out. He's not taking him down quick enough. I've got the heavy sword. I can do it in one swipe. Alright. The Bolt Caster knockoff is a good sword, but it's nowhere near as good as the guillotine. Dark Drinker all the way. Destiny 1 people know what I'm talking about. Deposit. It wasn't that many, but we need to move this along. Alright, so I'm picking up some heavy ammo there just because it's available. That crate eventually goes away if you don't pick it up. So I figured while I was there, I'd leave the ammo on the ground so that if in mid-fight later on when we're doing the hero fight or the boss fight, I would have ammo stashed around. And you notice I keep using the super. Don't hold your super in this event. You're going to get it back real quick. And it makes no sense to hold on to it, especially when you're trying to ad clear. And these three taken captains really need to be locked down with a tether or they will be a nightmare. Now watch this third one. We didn't get him with the tether and he starts starting around. Imagine three of them doing that and tossing their cloud. It's not a good deal. Alright, I should have dodged for that reload. Now we're getting close. Alright, there's our, probably I think our final orb point. And everybody's in on that one, so it's gone quick. And again, there's a trick to depositing that orb, and I don't know what it is. I've seen YouTube videos where people will carry it up to the deposit and they'll drop it, deposit the motes they're carrying, pick it up, drop it, deposit more motes. And I don't know how they're doing that. I don't know exactly what's going on. Kind of like the Pit of Heresy trick with the orb, I guess. Whether they're switching weapons or whatever they're doing, but I don't know what to do, so I'm letting other people carry it in the event they do, because this will move along much faster if they do. And here we go. We're heroic. Now, this boss. This boss is actually two bosses, and this was an early D2 strike, I believe, that had two boss-like enemies that had to be in close proximity before you could damage them. And I can't remember which event that was. It might have been actually even Court of Oryx in D1. Somebody would have to tell me, but yeah, you have to have these two guys close together or you can't damage either one of them. And that voodoo character that's sitting up on the cliff, in the previous match, he kept running down the valley behind us. He was running away. He was leading the little guy away, and we could not get him to come back. And eventually another guy was able to go up and draw a fire and pull him away, and we got the boss eventually in the nick of time, but it was one of those deals that I didn't think we were going to get through it. Alright, so you're going to see how I use invisibility here and there to get out of messes, or you probably have noticed it already. I was on the wrong side of that crate, and I had to move back to the boss. Now the boss will blow you away like that, and the little guy immediately chases you. It's a bad deal. But I'm going to get back in there as fast as I can, commit to the boss here, put some damage on him. Now, that dart kills me, but my teammates finished him off, and we got it. Easy peasy. And that's really all there is to that. Sorry, looking for my mouse. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause that there and just close with this. You know, I want gaming to be fun, and you know, after the PvP over the last few days, that's not who I want to be when I'm online. So I'm gonna stick with PvE. I may rethink this. I've actually, you know, I have a PS4 account, and I may actually try to play some Iron Banner on PS4 to see if it's the same experience as it is on PC. PC is a disaster, but I'm going to try to have a positive outlook and say, okay, maybe it'll be better there. Now, it was relaxing today to play PvE. It's my preference. I didn't do anything special. I just knocked around, just did some basically straightforward stuff, took care of some bounties, raised my rank up a bit. I mean, nothing special, but there's nothing really big going on right now. No big bounties or anything. So yeah, I just kicked around and had fun. So sometimes that's the best play. It's exactly what you need. So with that, this is Iron Bill, and I'm signing off.